Okay, here we go. Thank you for hanging with us. I'm going to be preaching to you. My name is Barrett Fisher, and I'm going to be preaching to you about SaleShare, which is a business-to-business software as a service solution that matches online orders with local fulfillment. So I'm going to start off by showing you what efficient distribution looks like. Now here we have large manufacturers like Nike and Adidas who have inventory stored at locations all around the world. And these locations are distribution centers and local storefront retailers that belong to these manufacturers. That means that it's an integrated supply chain, and these manufacturers know what inventory they have at each location around the world. They know this because there's a coordinated flow of inventory and information between the manufacturer and these locations where they hold that inventory. That means that when an online customer places an order on a manufacturer's website, the manufacturer is able to direct that customer to the closest location or to have the products shipped from that location. On the other hand, small to medium-sized manufacturers, like Callaway Golf, also have inventory stored at locations all around the world. But for these smaller manufacturers, these locations are local storefront retailers that are not owned by the company. That means they do not have an integrated supply chain, and they hardly have any idea what inventory still remains at any given location. When an online customer places an order on a manufacturer's website, that manufacturer fulfills the order from its own warehouse, which for most small manufacturers is the only warehouse that they have, and it's located right next to the company's headquarters. This is inefficient because when a distant online customer places an order, that manufacturer is not able to take advantage of the inventory that it has stored in the local storefront retailers all around the world. When doing this, they limit themselves to a longer and a more costly delivery. It also causes troubles in the demand forecasting process, and it leads to tension between manufacturers and retailers. Basically, by not having a coordinated flow of inventory and information, these smaller manufacturers put themselves at the whim of the retail giants. So how do we provide this coordinated flow of inventory and information between small and medium-sized manufacturers and their supply chain that enables them to stay competitive with the retail giants? SaleShare's core technology aggregates online orders from all of a manufacturer's online sales channels. This means their own website, the websites of online retailers, and also the manufacturer's storefront in online marketplaces like Amazon Marketplace. We then make these online orders available, these orders that have already been paid for, available for local storefront retailers to fulfill. This increases sales for the small to medium-sized manufacturers. It's been shown in studies that by offering in-store pickup, online shoppers are more likely to complete their transactions. Since manufacturers share these orders with the local retailers, the local storefront retailers in turn reorder more products from the manufacturer. And because these manufacturers share orders with the local retailers, other retailers that don't already carry the manufacturer are incentivized to then carry the manufacturer. In fact, over 50% of local storefront retailers that fulfill online orders from manufacturers' websites increase both the size and frequency of wholesale orders that they place with these manufacturers. It also reduces shipping and inventory handling costs. It costs about twice as much and takes about twice as long for Callaway Golf to ship a golf club from California, their headquarters are here in San Diego, to New York, than it does to have that same golf club shipped in-state to New York, in-state within New York. It improves the business intelligence of both small to medium-sized manufacturers and their retailers by letting them know, giving them a better idea of what products they should stock, how many they should stock or produce, and where inventory is being held in the supply chain. And finally, it increases consumer convenience by getting products to online customers quicker and in their preferred method, whether it's delivery or in-store pickup. With SaleShare, small to medium-sized manufacturers are able to harness the efficiencies of an integrated supply chain and remain competitive with the retail giants. But how does SaleShare aggregate these orders? We do this with a plugin, which we place in the online shopping component in the checkout process of a website. So here we are on Callaway's website. And when an online shopper is on the website, they know that they're buying the product from Callaway, but they don't even know that they're going to use the SaleShare plugin. So after they find the product that they want and they begin the checkout experience, the customer is presented with two options for shipping: in-store pickup or delivery. And so for years now, manufacturers have been able to use this service on both their website and in online marketplaces like Amazon Marketplace. SaleShare is the only company that enables this service to be done on online retailers' websites. The orders that go through these plugins then go into the SaleShare order pool so that they can be assigned to a local retailer for fulfillment. So let's review. The customers found the product that they want, and they've chosen whether they want to pick it up in store or to get it delivered. The order then goes into the SaleShare, the proprietary SaleShare order management engine, which uses a proximity filter, inventory information, and direct communication to find a local storefront retailer near the customer who has the product in stock and can fill it to the customer's preferences. I can go over this in more detail in the questions section as well. The customer then gets their products that they ordered conveniently, quickly, and in the method that they prefer most. So I'm willing to bet that everyone in this room has shopped at one of these online destinations. And again, our primary customer are manufacturers, but we also enable the manufacturers to use these plugins in online marketplaces like Amazon Marketplace and on online retailers' websites. These three types of online destinations make up the online retail market, which in 2012 was already over a $200 billion market. So we're initially targeting manufacturers, small to medium-sized manufacturers, and local storefront retailers in the sporting goods industry because of the industry's heavy reliance on local storefront retailers for their marketing and sales expertise. We're aggressively pursuing partnerships with established e-commerce firms. And by doing this, we both guarantee ourselves the credibility and deeper market penetration. And doing this with a plugin allows us to use these firms as not only partners, but also as our distribution channels. So we're actually already working with Tamondo, who's a freight carrier aggregator, and they're helping us with the development and sales of our product by bundling and integrating their product with ours. This is a huge competitive advantage because it gives us access to their customer base, and it also guarantees us cheap shipping rates. We're also working with a number of manufacturers, retailers, and online retailers, local storefront retailers and online retailers for our continued product development. So our only direct competitor is called Shopatron, and I've actually been a customer of Shopatron, so I've felt the pains that many of their customers have also told us that they feel. Shopatron is an end-to-end e-commerce solution, so it does a lot, but it comes with a bunch of strings attached. So SaleShare is similar to Shopatron in that it enables local storefront retailers to fulfill the online orders from manufacturers' websites, but it's superior in that it has a more robust order management engine. It has a wider customer range so that more online orders can be pooled, and it has less switching costs since as a plugin that easily integrates with other programs and platforms, it doesn't require manufacturers to drop their current programs to start using it. So our revenues are driven by transaction fees that are charged on every order that goes into the SaleShare order management engine. We expect to reach profitability by the end of our first year in operation, although slim profits, and this is largely driven by an impressive customer acquisition expectation, which will largely play off of the marketing done by our competitors, the trend towards local fulfillment, our strategic alliances, and our flexibility as a plugin. By the end of year 2018, we expect to have over 4,000 paying manufacturers as customers and an operating income of $43 million. Here you can see our product deployment schedule as well as our funding goals. We're currently seeking our first round of funding, which will be used to finish the development of our core technology and finish building out our teams. We expect to be acquired in 2018, and we'll be targeting many of the same firms we've mentioned as potential partners. So our team, our business development team, is led by 4 dedicated MBA professionals, with Sarah Bajaj bringing an expertise in software and technology, myself bringing an expertise in e-commerce and retail, and a deep familiarity with our only direct competitor, Elizabeth Hahn bringing a marketing and communication expertise, and Herman Vidal bringing logistics, supply chain, and operations expertise. We're complemented by a technology team of 4 world-class software engineers who are doing both our user experience and back-end product development. And we've been guided along the way by an all-star cast of our advisory board members who represent notable firms like Tamondo, eBay and Milo, and Salesforce. And they also represent applicable industries including e-commerce, software as a service, and retail. So finally, SaleShare's mission is to connect online and offline businesses by developing business-to-business solutions that improve supply chain coordination. Our core technology enables local retailers to fulfill online orders from manufacturers' websites, and to make it happen, we're targeting e-commerce firms for partnerships, which again will give us both credibility and market penetration. And finally, our technology provides increased sales, reduced costs, improved business intelligence, and a better consumer experience for small to medium-sized businesses to allow them to stay competitive with the retail giants. Thank you guys for listening. I'd like to open up for questions.
Do we have any questions from our judges?
I was wondering, often the pricing from direct from manufacturer is usually some of the highest pricing. So as you're online, you're shopping for something, what would make you want to go, or what percentage seems to be direct from manufacturer? Is there some...
Sorry, you're saying the percentage of...
Percentage of sales direct from manufacturer rather than through, say, Amazon or through some other outlet?
I don't know that exact percentage. There is... it's a 5.5% of all retail sales in the U.S. in this first quarter of 2013 were online retail sales, but I don't know what the percentage of manufacturer website versus online channels in general is. I'm not exactly sure what that percentage is. But that's one of the reasons why we cover all of the bases, right? Because Shopatron only enables this for the manufacturer's website, and on Amazon is the only marketplace that they enable this. And they just launched the Amazon integration in this past year. Customers haven't even heard of it. We asked their customers, we have a customer of theirs that's leaving Shopatron, who's working with us on our development, who is going to Amazon to have Amazon do their warehousing and distribution, and he didn't even know that Shopatron lets him sell through Amazon and do the same fulfillment through local retailers.
Do sales tax locations have any implications on this? Is the laws in terms of location of sale and delivery?
We expect that they will, and we need to get all of this sorted out. We have started conversations with a lawyer who's going to help us with both our IP and taxation issues, stuff like this.
So in terms of initial customer feedback, have you talked to some customers? What kind of feedback you're getting from the customers, potential customers?
Yeah, by all means. And we plan to launch our beta in about the next 6 weeks, so we don't actually have a product out there being used yet, but we have begun our development, and according to our plan, we sort of based it off of Shopatron and improved on what they have going. So far it's all very positive from our customers. And that's, like I mentioned, that's manufacturers, local storefront retailers, and online retailers. We have an online retailer who's actually really championing us. He wants to use the plugin on his website, and he's actually really championing us to the manufacturers. So we have a meeting with a manufacturer, a wetsuit manufacturer, next week that he's helped set up.
Do you have any intellectual property around this?
No, and so a lot of you are probably familiar with the reputation of intellectual property in the software industry, which a lot of people would say is somewhat irrelevant. Shopatron was actually granted their patent about 2 weeks ago, and they've been waiting on it for about a decade. And so we're speaking with the lawyer right now to see exactly what we can do and what we can't do. We're very confident that our method differentiates from theirs in a number of ways. So we'll tackle that in the next week, but it's very different, and I can show you how.
Hey, how many of these mom and pop shops have an ERP system that's connected?
So not a lot. So it's I'll try to take you through really quickly. We know that we can't rely on the inventory that these small local storefront retailers have. I came from a retailer background. It was actually a corporately owned retailer. We did our inventory check twice a year, and it was wrong, and we would do it quick. It's embarrassing. So this is largely our method. We first do the proximity filter, so we only offer the order to local retailers around the customer, and this allows us to keep the shipping costs low and keep it local. We do, one of the biggest problems with Shopatron is that Shopatron requires retailers to log into their Shopatron account to see the available orders. And so one thing that we do is we use automated telephone calls and direct emails to the retailers to offer them the orders. So it requires, our biggest challenge is dealing with changing retailer behavior. It's by far our biggest challenge. And so one of the ways that we do that is that we ask them to not change their behavior. We say that we're going to accommodate you in our system. We offer it one at a time, and by offering it one at a time, we give preference to the most local retailers. And then once we find one that has the product in stock and is in line with the customer's preferences, we give it to them. And you can see
And this happens all as I'm pressing that button and saying I want to
This-
pick up local?
This will happen in about the next hour afterwards. And so Shopatron has the way Shopatron works is that it takes about a day for an order to be assigned. So this is the breakdown. Shopatron offers it to all retailers. It takes the retailers can only see it in their portal. It takes about a day to know. They already spent the time looking to see if they have it in the inventory on the Shopatron system, and it takes them a day to know if they even get to fulfill the order. They may have put the item on hold, and they just have to put it back out on the floor. And at the end of that time period, the closest retailer that says they have it in stock gets to fulfill it. So, great. Thank you.